Mets star shortstop Francisco Lindor played in his first Grapefruit League game of the spring here in Port St. Lucie on Sunday. A rain-shortened win for the Mets. I don't know if you can hear the pitter-patter or see the rain, but it's actually still pouring here a couple hours after the last pitch of that game. But Lindor was obviously the biggest story of the day, and I feel like now is a good time for me to be honest about something. With Lindor now just over a month removed from the hamate bone surgery that he had back on February 11th, at that point I was skeptical that he would be ready for opening day, and I know that Lindor and the Mets were all saying that they were optimistic and in many cases confident that he would be good to go. And this isn't me questioning if he would be able to get back in time. I just thought the Mets might play this conservatively and give him a little extra time. Other than the pomp and circumstance of opening day, it is just one game of 162. And with an injury like this, he's a hitter. It's going to be something that he's dealing with all season long on his left wrist. It's not something that you want to rush him back from and risk some sort of further injury down the road, a setback, and more time on the injured list in the future. But here we are, a week and a half to go until opening day, and all signs continue to point to Lindor avoiding the IL and being ready for Game 1 on March 26th against the Pirates at Citi Field. I want to run through my two biggest takeaways from Lindor's first Grapefruit League action. On one hand, it's aggressiveness, and the other is the way that he was impacting the baseball. Those were the two things that stood out the most to me. When it comes to aggressiveness, I went out from the media workroom to watch Lindor's first at-bat and hear the roar from the Mets fans when he went up there. He was starting at shortstop, leading off for the Mets, so he led off the bottom of the first inning. And after taking a ball, he then swung at the next four pitches. Swing and a miss, foul, foul, and swing and a miss. Obviously, the result there, you don't want to strike out in your first at-bat in an exhibition game. The caveat here is that he's been getting a lot of live at-bats recently. He faced A.J. Minter on a backfield and has also been playing in minor league games for a while now. But the way that Lindor went up there and was letting it loose and swinging tells me a lot about how ready he feels. And that's something that he's even been talking about, the fact that he feels like himself and that he continues to check every box. He even feels so good that he doesn't expect that he'll have to take days off once the regular season begins. Now, that may end up being out of his control, and that's something that the training staff will recommend. But if he's able to go out there and let it loose and swing away, obviously he's been cleared to play in these games now, and he'll be able to get some more Grapefruit League action under his belt before opening day. But that said a lot to me. And then a couple innings later in the third, which, mind you, also Lindor was making plays in the field. He even dove for a ball, which was something that he hadn't done before when he was rehabbing back. And he said after he came out of the game that, that was a good test for him in a sense too, where he felt a little bit of discomfort there, but then it went away and he was like, oh, I haven't done that yet since the surgery. So, all these little reminders that he's recuperating on track, and he'll continue to distance himself from this. But in terms of impacting the baseball, I digress there. There was an at-bat in the third inning where he ended up lining a base hit to right field, and that was over 100 miles an hour. But the pitch before that, Lindor hit a ball that would have been a home run, but it hooked foul down the right field line, also exit velocity over 100 miles an hour. And, when I talk about me being skeptical about opening day for Lindor, a lot of that also traces back to a conversation that I had with a doctor from NYU Langone over the phone. And he was saying that, sure, it's realistic for a player to come back from a surgery like this and play in games, but that would be pushing it. And odds are his power is going to be impacted. It's going to take him a while to get back to truly feeling like himself. But again, here we are. It's mid-March. We're getting closer to opening day. And Mets manager Carlos Mendoza after the game said that Lindor looks like Francisco Lindor. He's getting a glimpse of that all-star, superstar type of player, and everything continues to go well. So here's the plan now moving forward. Lindor played in 4 innings on Sunday in the field, got 3 at-bats. He was 1 for 3. Now he'll get a day off on Monday, and assuming he wakes up okay and everything continues to go according to plan, he'll then play on Tuesday. The Mets have an off day as a team on Wednesday. And then starting on Thursday, that's 4 more days of Grapefruit League games before the Mets break camp and head north. And Thursday also marks 1 week until opening day. So I would expect that he would be playing in some back-to-backs there, maybe one and then a day off and then playing the last two. That's just me speculating. But if he's going to start the year on the roster, he's going to be wanting to play every day, and the Mets would need him to. They're not going to just carry him to have him on the bench, obviously. So if he's able to play in back-to-backs, I'd say that is the very final hurdle. But playing in Grapefruit League action and showing that he's back up to speed was one of the biggest final steps for this huge piece of the puzzle for the Mets in 2026.